everyone. I'm Ashley Seast, an Assistant Director from Academic Success and Bar Preparation Services, and I'm joined here today by two of Stetson's wonderful part-time students. We have Kara Hartman, a P3, who's also planning to graduate one semester early, and a P2, Key Morrow. And we're lucky to have both of them here today. They're going to be asking me some of the most common part-time student questions, and I'm going to address them so that hopefully you can find the answer to many of your questions simply and easily right in this video. So let's go ahead and get started.
What is the pro bono requirement, and how can I find hours as a part-time student?
Great question. So to graduate, Stetson has a pro bono requirement. You need to complete 30 hours of legal pro bono and 30 hours of non-legal pro bono hours in order to graduate. So juggling a busy work schedule, family life, and classes, it can be hard to fit anything extra in. So you definitely want to start chipping away at those hours as soon as possible and spread them out during the time you're a student. To find opportunities that are focused on either evening or flexible from home research projects or things that occur only on the weekend, you can take a look at the Stetson Law Pro Bono Facebook page. You can log into your Simplicity account that you have through the Office of Career Development. They post many pro bono opportunities and hours, and you can also find pre-approved locations and programs on the Stetson Law Pro Bono page. So definitely that's something that is important to plan ahead for and to keep an eye out for the types of opportunities that come up and fit with your schedule. Do you have any particular programs that you've participated in for pro bono hours?
I know for me, I always keep an eye on the communications emails because there are a lot of pro bono opportunities listed in those. I've participated in a few remote legal research pro bono opportunities, and I've satisfied my hours requirement. What about you, Keith?
Well, on the non-legal side of things, there's always things like Kara said in the communications emails. I myself have done 2 or 3 different trash pickups now along the front of Stetson. And as far as legal pro bono, even part-timers can find things without having to do too much. As Kara said, there are remote opportunities that I've done as well for Professor Cernigli in the past.
Great. And Key is only a P2, so I'm very proud and happy to hear that he's already gotten started on his hours. What do we have next? Any other questions?
Okay, well, first, can you explain a little bit about the bidding process for part-time students and what the part-time track is?
Sure, great question. So this is something that comes up a lot. In Academic Success, we do academic advising, so we can help you plan your years here at Stetson and which classes make sense for you. The bidding process for part-time students is a little bit different because it doesn't actually start until you've completed 4 semesters. Your first 4 semesters here at Stetson, you have a standard set of required classes that you're completing, and it's only after those 4 semesters that you begin bidding on classes. So at that point, you have the option to take electives, and you are free to choose whichever classes you desire. However, there is a set curriculum or part-time track, and those are the classes over the remaining time that you're here at Stetson that are promised and guaranteed to be offered in the evening for you. And they're balanced to give you a good mix of the required classes you need to take, as well as bar-tested electives and things to help you be practice ready when you graduate. So if you get off of the track, it can be difficult in a future semester to fill your schedule unless you have the flexibility to take some classes during the day. So it is recommended that you stay on the track, although we have a lot of part-time students who have more flexible work schedules and who would like to take some classes during the day. And so that is something that you can do, but you want to work carefully with the registrar's office and the Office of Academic Success to plan that out and make sure that you will be able to get all of the classes you need before you graduate. So, and actually I'll ask a follow-up question back to you, Kara. So you're graduating early. So tell me a little bit about that process and the planning process for that, because you have to start very early planning to make that happen.
So I knew that I wanted to graduate early coming into Stetson. I wanted to do the part-time program because it provided the flexibility that I needed. And luckily, with my line of work, I have more flexibility in scheduling that. So I was able and am able to take take during the day classes during the day. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm able to take classes during the day, and that has allowed me to create a new track, and I'm able to graduate one semester early.
Wonderful. So this is something that many part-time students strive for or like to achieve. You really have to make the decision right after you finish your 4 standard semesters and start planning ahead to get those extra credit hours right from the start. Because each semester you will have to come pretty close to maxing out your credit hours to make that happen, but it is something that can be done, and we have Kara as proof of that, so it's a good option for some students. So does that answer your question about the part-time track?
It surely does. Thank you.
Great. Okay, do you have a question for me, Keith?
I do. So something called the Academic Advising Fair. What is it, and can part-time students attend?
Great. I'm so glad you asked that question. The Academic Advising Fair is a really important event that we have on campus once each semester. And it's a time when the Dean's Office, Office of Career Development, clinics and externships, all the departments from around campus come together in the Great Hall, and we answer questions about course bidding and selection, about extracurricular activities, about the bar exam, so you can get all of your questions answered in one place. So this will occur usually right around the time that the schedule for the next semester is coming out, and it is purposefully planned so that there is one section of the advising fair that's happening at night on the evening that part-time students have classes here on campus. So it's definitely meant for part-time students to participate in, and we stay open in order to accommodate your schedule and fit it in as best as possible around those classes. So plan ahead, keep an eye out for the date. You might need to leave work a little bit early that day to get there and have time to meet with everyone at the fair before your classes start, but we look forward to seeing all the part-time students at the Academic Advising Fair. Great question.
Another question for you. How can I make an appointment or access your lending library?
Sure. So our lending library is in room 139 in the law library here on the Gulfport campus. It's also our wonderful assistant Sharon Billsborough's office. And in that lending library, we have tons of commercial resources and supplements available for you. So there's books with practice questions for all of the required courses, as well as some upper level electives. And we encourage you to come in early and find a good supplement that suits your classes and the style of practice questions that you might have on your exam. If you can't get here during normal business hours, please email Academic Success Program, ASP, at Law, and make an appointment. Our advisors are happy to stay after hours or even come in on the weekend to accommodate your schedule. In fact, our other assistant director, Beth Benyon, graduated from the Stetson Law part-time program. So she surely knows about fitting in class schedules around a full working schedule. So we're always happy to make after hours appointments, and you can access the lending library with an advisor then. Also, we have commercial supplements from Barbary. Those we are happy to leave at circulation for you, or if there's a particular book from the lending library you know you're interested in, you can always email and we can leave it at circulation so you can pick it up anytime.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So as a part-time student, is it possible for me to participate in a clinic or externship?
Great question. The answer is maybe. So it might be possible to participate in a clinic or externship depending on your particular circumstances and work schedule. The clinics all require over 200 hours during the semester. The externships are all over 100 hours during the semester of time at the placement. So that usually comes down to at least 1 or 2 full days of work during the week. So this is something that some part-time students are able to accommodate depending on their own work schedule. schedule. If it is something you're interested in, I would definitely encourage you to get in touch with the Office of Clinical Ed early on in your career to plan ahead for that. And again, work with our department or the registrar's office to figure out how that fits in or works with your track. So it might be possible, but it's definitely something that takes some planning. And again, the amazing staff in our clinical ed department, Professor Cerniglia and Ryan Hoyle, are wonderful and can help you plan ahead for that. Well, I'm so lucky to have these two here with me to help answer some of your most frequently asked questions. And again, please get in touch with our office. We're here to help and offer any support, feedback on practice problems, any help or questions that you have throughout your period of study here at Stetson. So with that, I will say farewell and hope to see you soon.